Hey guys, this is Carolina Varsity's 2015. We are at week 11, and this will be Jeff's best to last for Gaston County. I'm Dale Ross.
I'm Jeff Miller.
And go ahead, Jeff. Let's hear your best to last, starting at the last.
Well, last last place is Highland Tech. Um, Still winless this year, and don't see that changing. And then there's Cherville right above them. They have only one win this year, and that's over Highland Tech. And I don't really see that changing. I mean, though they could give arch rival Bessemer City a good run
Mm-hmm.
for their money at the end of the year, but that's about all I can say about that. Then above them, which we'll never truly know this one since they don't play each other, is
Right.
Mountain Island Charter. Um, I just basically put them above Cherville because they're winning games, even though it's probably teams that even Cherville could beat.
Right.
But that pretty much stands as called. Then above them, Bessemer City. Um, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I think based on what I saw, stat wise, they showed a little bit of life, Friday night, but still, it's still a struggle for them this year. But I still expect them to sneak into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Then above them, North Gaston, who's facing playoff elimination. And I think when they play
Right.
South Point, that'll be the finishing touches. And then above them, Stuart Kramer, you know, lost a hard one to Hunter Huss, and as a result, Stuart Kramer fell a spot
Mm-hmm.
due to their loss against Hunter Huss, and they lost the driver's seat to the 2A portion of the conference bracket. So, and above them,
Okay, hold it right there. Just kind of, Anthony wanted me to hit his list, and so far, it's just as yours is. So just wanted to throw that in that Anthony is he had his uh, best of bottom. Looks like you guys are thinking a lot alike. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
hey, no problem. But like I said, above Stuart Kramer is Hunter Huss,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be interchangeable depending on what either one of these teams do Friday night. Like you know, Huss loses, Stuart Kramer wins, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And then the top four, actually 3 and 4 is rather close. Fourth place I got East Gaston.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they were in a shootout with North Gaston. That really surprised me. I mean, North Gaston really was fighting, to stay in the playoff hunt, and East Gaston fighting to keep pace with Forest View and Ashbrook. And right now it's a three-way tie, but we'll get into that in the next little bit. And above East Gaston is Forest View.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of subjective right there. Can they uh, can they keep their heads held high after blowing that huge lead against Ashbrook? I mean that was probably one of the biggest meltdowns I've ever seen at a high school football game, myself.
Mm-hmm.
And you know everybody capitalize on turnovers, capitalize on the other team's mistakes, and everybody on the sideline, that are not participating, including coaches. Even in tense situations, sometimes you just have to cool your jets because you don't want to draw another 15-yard penalty that'll give your opponents some momentum, like I saw Friday night. And then above them, Ashbrook. And Ashbrook pretty much holds the tiebreaker over Force U and East Gaston, so that's likely going to last all the way to postseason. And Ashbrook definitely, Jekyll and Hyde both showed up that night. Mr. Hyde in the first half when Ashbrook had 4 turnovers, and pretty much gifted Force U 2 scores right there. Force U earned the first one, but the second two were off Ashbrook turnovers. Then Dr. Jekyll showed up and totally shut Force U down in the second half, con- and just continued chipping away, and ultimately took the lead and won the game. Then first place, South Point, and South Point's not going to lose a conference game the rest of the year. You could pretty much write that down with North Gaston and Stuart Kramer on the horizon.
Right.
And so South Point will be your 2015 Big South champions, and pretty much Gaston County champions.
Unless they fall apart, which don't see that happening either.
No, they got too much talent, too much depth, and good coaching.
It's good to see you guys were 100% with each other up the list as far as who is where. We've got 2 more weeks. Somebody wants, like North Gaston, you want to get a little more respect. You got an opportunity coming up. Jeff, I guess we'll be back next week and we'll see how things look rolling into the last week.
That we will.
Thanks for watching. Have a good one.